Elon Musk has raised this debate, and it's a very interesting debate. He is saying that the MBA-ization of America is leading to innovations taking a back seat. Now, surprisingly, this is coming from somebody who is having the best academic degree in this world. Even if you talk about people like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, they all have been dropped out of very prestigious college. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg from Harvard and Steve Jobs from the Reed College. So the point is it all about the brand of the degree and the reputation that come attached with it? Let's look at it this way. Have you heard of Joe Girard? Joe Girard is considered one of the greatest car salesmen of our time. He has sold maximum number of cars in the late 70s. So if Joe Girard comes to speak about something on car sales, nobody is really going to ask him about his degree. So it's not just the degree, it's a brand or the reputation that comes attached with the degree. And same goes with Joe Girard as a skilled performer who has been relentlessly performing in his work. So where is the clash going on between codes and degrees? Certainly, there's a paradigm shift that is taking place, and codes-based degree is on its way out. It's just fading out. If not totally, then it's just on its way to fade out. Why? The skill-based learning is just creeping in. So while this change is taking place, the important challenge that the business owners and the stakeholders have is to ensure that both these people are given the respect that they deserve at the workplace. And it's very, very difficult, especially towards the skilled people. It's very difficult to treat them with respect when you have a strong pressure from the senior management to hire somebody who is an Ivy League graduate and make these people report to them, even if they might be having 10 to 15 years of experience, because this is what is the whole point about degree versus skill. But why is this shift taking place? If it's all about degrees, why is the shift taking place at all? Why skills are important? If someone asks you to learn how to drive a fighter plane, you cannot do that just by reading the manuals or even doing a 2-year, 3-year degree course. And hence this minimum flying hours clause. Even if you talk about, say, learning salsa, and someone tells you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, you cannot learn salsa this way just by marking up the theories unless you practically do the steps and see how the feet and the shoulder and the body movements are tapping to the beat and note and the music. So skills is actually a practical application of the theoretical content which comes in the degrees. Now, why I'm trying to say that this skills versus degree debate is a classic case of duality of this world. How are they related? Suppose there are 9 billion people in this world. Of course, there cannot be 9 billion different skills. There will be similarities, there will be commonalities in their skills. Now, degree or a course is nothing but the classification or the grouping of these common similarities in skills. When you group or classify uh, skills, common skills based on common features, then there a degree is born. But the problem is that today's degrees have become obsolete because they were designed thousands of years ago. And this classification, this grouping was done thousands of years ago. It's ridiculous in our times that till today we are persisting with this word PhD. Somebody is doing doctorate in physics or chemistry, we are calling them PhD in physics and chemistry. So this word philosophize, it's a Greek word meaning love for wisdom. Though this physics, chemistry and biology were included as natural philosophies in those times, but today it's just look ridiculous. And so many social media memes on the internet that hey, somebody is dying, save him, you are a doctor. No, I'm PhD in literature. So, so it's very obsolete and ridiculous that we are still persisting with those patterns of grouping of skills under different brackets, which we call today's degree. It needs a change, and we need to regroup, reclassify those skills in sync with time. And this time, we have to do it with sustainability in the picture so that the same thing does not become obsolete 50 years down the line from here. Can we design a system where skills are being grouped into degrees in a very interactive mode, not in the batch mode, but interactive mode, in a very dynamic ecosystem, so that there is classification and declassification when needed, classification and declassification as per the need of the hour? Can we use technology to do that? We can do that. Using technology, we can do everything, and this has to be done. So this is the fundamental difference between skills and degrees. Now, so going by this approach, you need both skills as well as degrees. Of course, whenever you will have new set of skills, after a certain time you will need to regroup those skills and put it under the bracket of different degrees. But the same degrees, when they become obsolete, you need to be flexible and make a conscious move, transition towards flexibility in its structure and move towards skills, which is what is happening very slowly, but it's happening. So the point is, nobody is at fault if somebody who is having a good degree, somebody who is very expert in the skills, uh, nobody is at fault. And so in this transition time, mark these words, these are the transition times. And when you are on a middle path in a transition time, you are not here and you are not also here, you are somewhere in the middle, you get hit hard sometimes from both ends, and this is a very challenging phase. So in this transition time, company owners and business stakeholders should ensure that both types of people should be duly respected. Why degree holders? Because say if I am an Ivy League degree holder, I have so many points in my defense. I was supposed to dominate, and I dominated my academic environment. I won what I was supposed to win. I conquered what I was expected and supposed to conquer. When all my friends and colleagues were doing a lot of things, uh, listening to music, playing on the field, um, talking with the neighborhood love, I concentrated all my focus on just one thing. This is academics and competition. And I got through that competition. And so, by dint of that hard work, focus, and my sacrifices, and the competition, and the way I cracked this competition, I deserve a better job, a better salary, a better hike. So this is, there is no it's not a rocket science to understand why someone who is passing out from an Ivy League degree has a very high level of confidence. And often somebody who is having an Ivy League degree in, say, in physics, they end up getting a very prestigious banking job. Now these two subjects have no relation, but they end up doing bagging assignments like that. Why? Because of this confidence factor. They have achieved something very big in life. At least for one time, at least for once in their life, they have proved themselves. So even if they do not do anything for the rest of their lives, they have proven themselves. And so this confidence stays with them. Now, if you talk about the other kind of people, those who are having skills, those who fail to make this Ivy League degree, these they have a very uh, uh, a very rational points with them. Do you know why I dropped out of my college? Do you know under what circumstances, due to what personal problems and family problems, I had to discontinue my studies? Or why I could not crack an exam, 3 hour paper, which you eventually cracked, and hence the difference in our salaries and everything, the perks of life. There's a big gap that gets built up just on the basis of one competitive exam, and there can be n factors why somebody performed and somebody failed on that very day. But leave all these points aside, just take it this way. The biggest flaws of this Ivy League degree structure and competition format is that straight away, you are saying that only 10 people will be allowed an access to learn this skill. We have only 10 seats, and if 1,000 people are appearing for this exam, we will be taking only 10 people, and 990 will not be allowed to pursue this degree. Means 990 people will not be allowed the access to learn this skill. This is very inhuman. This is very injustice. Probably nobody has thought about it this way, but I am saying at the very outset, on the very face value, this is a very, very inhuman injustice, unequal world. We have 20 seats, and we are just saying that only 20 people will be given the access to learn this skill. These skill sets which have been grouped under certain umbrella, like you say MBA or this and that. But why isn't it something that violates the basic human rights of an individual? I just want to learn something, and you are not allowing me to learn that, and you're saying that you are not among those 20 people, those 20 privileged people who are eligible to learn this skill, and you won't be allowed to learn this skill. And then you are telling me that everybody is born equal? Really? So I do not buy this. This is the fundamental flaws, and it's about human rights also. But as I said, those who have passed out from with degrees with flying colors, they also need the respect. And also, there's a lot of investment angle. Almost all the Ivy League degrees ask for heavy investment, and certainly they will like to get the return on investment. So it works on multiple fronts, and which is why it's a very complicated topic. And till the time we have a new world order, and till the time this transition, this paradigm shift that is underway takes a finalized form, we have got to ensure that both kinds of people are given the due respect that they deserve. This is the responsibility that lies on us, and we have to ensure that both kinds of people are given the due respect.